Hello, welcome everybody back to Readings with Lotus. Every Wednesday, I upload a weekly reading, general forecast, because this is a general reading. It is open to the collective. It is not a personal reading, which I'm sure most of you all know. If you do want a personal reading with me, it is only $11 to book a reading. And of course, you can message me on TikTok, Threads, Instagram, Facebook at Berserker Lotus. You can find me on there. Just be sure that when you are looking me up or when you personally message me for a reading, make sure that the username is Berserker Lotus, that there are no numbers added to it or any symbols added to the name. Well, I'll just go ahead and say I don't ask for any credit card information. So if someone asks for credit card information, it is not me. And if you follow the Cash App link that I have on my profile, it should show Kelsey Carter and Berserker Lotus with a dollar sign as the username. I also use Venmo with the same name, Berserker Lotus, PayPal, and Zelle. So yeah, if you want to book a reading with me, feel free. It's only $11. I also do Reiki healing sessions, but they're mostly online since I do not have a studio available at this time. So I usually will do a Google Meet online session instead of Zoom, because Zoom will kick you off in like 40 minutes unless you're paying a subscription for it. So I do Google Meet. And I usually will just meditate, cleanse the space, and like guide you through what would kind of be like a visual meditation, like yoga nidra type practice for healing, and then work with the chakras from there. Ask anything about what complications you might be having at that time, and even just provide the space to listen if you just need to talk about something you're going through, providing that healing space, if that's necessary. If you need something like that, that would be my Reiki healing. It's a barter and trade type service, so it's not required to send money. If you wish to, you can send a love donation for the Reiki healing. Otherwise, I accept valuable items like books, clothes, jewelry, or even just food if you want to send food, or do some kind of trade service if you yourself want to offer Reiki as a trade for Reiki, or some type of educational like lesson you probably want to share, anything like that. And then I also do dream interpretations for the same price as my tarot readings, which are also $11. I will provide intuitive insights, meditate over the dream, and also do an analysis, a full analysis, if you want something like that. Most of the time, I don't get a lot of people that really look for dream interpretations, because a lot of people that I get coming to me will tell me I usually don't remember my dreams. So if that's the case and you're just interested in having like a dream interpretation, I also do like a shamanic visualization practice, like where it's guiding you through a meditation, and whatever visions come forward, I will help interpret or provide an analysis for. I can also do something like that if you are the type of person that doesn't usually remember your dreams. And so, now that I have finished most of my introduction, oh, and also, I've already said this kind of, but like, just know and be aware, like, any scammer or fake account, if they message you first, like offering a reading, that's usually a fake account. That will not be me. I do not message people first or initiate contact for a reading. And what I usually start off with is channeled messages. So I'll be starting off with that, and then I get into the tarot. So it'll be three different parts. First, the first video will be channeled messages. It's its own thing. And then after that, there will be a part one and part two to the tarot weekly reading. So that's tapping into the weekly energies. The channeled messages do not have a specific timeline. these events can be at any time pretty much, because every time before I meditate and I open myself to receive the messages for the collective, I allow anything to come through, what I feel is necessary for the collective at the time. I always ask for archangels and spirit guides to guide me in receiving the messages that need to be heard at that specific time. So I write them down in this little book that I have here. So we'll start off first with the channel messages. And again, yeah, it's not for the week. It's like for at any point in time, which the messages I got today, I don't like to try to predict like when things will happen, but I kind of feel like this is like in the long time coming future, not like 10 years or anything. I feel like it would be less than 10 years, probably like a couple years, but that's just me guessing. I didn't ask for, like, I never asked for a specific timeline or like, hey, when will this happen? It's just like information that I'm receiving. Because probabilities and like choices people make can always like change the future. So there's times, yeah, you can't really pinpoint when certain things will happen and how it will happen. But these were some of the messages that I received, and a lot of it I feel like is stuff that we kind of already are predicting ourselves or just like have an intuition of what is about to happen. Because I feel like a lot of people pretty much already kind of expect this and are aware of this. We do already have AI technology kind of rampant right now. And that's one of the messages that was coming through. Like, that is something that we're already aware of. Like, there's AI art. They have been inventing these robots that have been released. What I think I don't remember what they're called, like the Tesla bots or something, like it's made by the same company, but honestly, they don't look like they operate very well, like they're not functioning properly. But what I'm getting is that it's at the point like when it advances, so there is new AI technology surfacing, and these like more advanced robots are like so when they first like bring this out, and it's like the advanced version, it comes along and is packaged with, it is also required to have with the purchase of a house. I was like, that's really strange. Like, why would they release something like that? And it's not going to be instantly where like everyone's required to do that or anything, but it's first like being put in like a test run. So a certain group will be pretty much experimented on to like be used as like guinea pigs for how this new technology will succeed, how it will affect people. And it's, yeah, it becomes popular, but it's first introduced in high class communities, like high class neighborhoods. And of course, not surprised, it would first be in California. And yeah, it will be put through a test run before it is released globally. And the robots are gonna be like an entourage. If you've ever seen Ergo Proxy, like I've said a while back, I really feel like Ergo Proxy was predicting how people well, like how society will be like when robots like that are released, like having entourages and when like AI and robots are rampant. I feel like Ergo Proxy was like predicting how things would turn out. I mean, there's been so many sci-fi movies like warning us about that. But yeah, so these high-class communities will be put through a test run first before these robots are released globally alongside with a house. But it's like it's required with it. Like you can't purchase the house without the robot. The robot or entourage comes with the house. And now this was confusing. I was trying to get more information on it, but I wasn't getting a whole lot of like a reason as to why that would happen. Someone on here who's like in IT or really good with technology would probably understand this more, but for some reason the robot is going to constantly require identification before you leave the house, like proof of identification. And I'm like, well, that sounds more like that would happen for people that want to enter the house rather than leave the house. And it is another way to keep constant surveillance on citizens. Like, really, they're just going to make it seem like, oh, this is for your convenience, your own convenience, when really it's just another way for them to keep constant surveillance on people. And of course, they've already been doing that, but it's like a, heightened level of constant surveillance. But yeah, the robot will require proof of identification before you leave the house. I guess in case, like, something changes, within, I don't know, like, I don't know if that has to do with like citizenship, if you traveled somewhere, if something changes in your information. But someone else on here probably might be more of an expert on that, like why something like that would happen. Um, but and then the robot will also like request information about your whereabouts, like how long residents are of the house will expected to be gone for the day, and it has to like match the time of like when you leave, when you say you'll be gone, when you come back, it's like really keeping track of like the demographic in the area, like kind of like how we already have algorithms and it keeps track of like what you do, what your interests are. It's kind of another way of doing that. Um, and it yeah, okay, that one I already said because some parts I skipped ahead before I got to the part that I wrote about. Yeah, and then the other thing is companies are releasing new social media platforms. They're coming up with like these new social media platform ideas and products that will continue because that is also something that's already happening, but it's like they're going to accelerate it to a new degree, and it's going to continue at a higher rate with these new social media platforms and products that are going to appeal to our need for instant gratification. Because I feel like that's especially with a lot of the younger people right now. I'm not gonna point out fingers or anything with which generation it is. I mean, hey, some of us millennials are like that too. I feel like a lot of us that grew up with technology are like that. So it's not just one specific generation, but like a demographic of people that, are really attached to their phones and like technology and that instant gratification. Like, I'll even admit, like, my brain, I feel like a lot of us though, but like my brain likes to take shortcuts, and I have a hard time sitting there wanting to read a full paragraph of like someone's post. There's a lot of times where I get lazy with that. I'm like, I don't want to have to read through this whole thing that's going to take like maybe 15 minutes. So, like, I'll skim through it. When I read a book, I enjoy it, but it's like when I'm online, my eyes get tired. I don't know, it's different for some reason than a book, but when I'm online, my eyes get tired, and I'm kind of used to like getting things quick, getting information fast. Like on TikTok, you get these videos that only last so long. You're getting the information at a quick rate. But yeah, so companies are like starting to keep track of this and are aware of this. And so they're going to continue creating these products and social media platforms that appeal to that instant gratification, and are going to capitalize on the population's interest in cheap thrills. Like, people just want something really quick and easy. So like, and as people say, like, where our money goes, like that's what keeps these companies going and producing the things that we're interested in. And that's what builds on like how our society is, like how it operates. So like if a lot of people are investing in these cheap thrills or like instant gratification type materialistic things, they're going to keep producing that if that's popular. So yeah, they're going to continue capitalizing it, and it's going to get to the point where as they realize this, and this is like an example. I saw a little bit of this in the vision that I had, but it wasn't very clear. So I'm just going to use this as an example. But like for instance, like you know how there's those apps, those streaming apps that have those shorts, like drama shorts that are only like 10, 15 minutes? Well, it's going to get to the point where it's going to be like that with a lot of things, whether it's um I guess like a book, or if it's a show, like it's only gonna last for whether it's gonna be something that's cut short, or like if it's a book or like a show that only lasts for like 5 to 10 minutes per episode. It like something I was seeing in my vision where it's just like it was like an example would be like TikTok, like people with everything. It's just like people are just like scrolling through, and episodes, TV shows or series, whatever people are interested in the entertainment industry is only going to last for so long. It's just really quick. It goes by fast, like a advertisement. Like, oh gosh, that sounds terrible. Like, please, I hope that doesn't happen. I really hope that doesn't happen. Another interesting thing that I saw in my vision, so this I was not really expecting to see. So it was like around the same time that I was receiving the visions about the AI, the robots becoming rampant, and the short, quick videos, instant gratification. A vision of I know his name now, but I'm always worried about just saying it wrong and butchering the monks' names. But the lead monk that I did mention in my last channeled message video, uh I want to say it right. Bhikkhu Pranakata, the lead monk. So the interesting thing was, yeah, he like started showing up in my vision out of nowhere. And I was being told that he actually foresaw these events happening, um, with this new technology becoming rampant and out of control, with these new streaming platforms and social media platforms, and what they're how they're going to impact society. Like he foresaw these events and how it was going to get out of control, which is actually another reason why he and the monks are being so determined to spread the message about mindfulness and inner peace at this current time, especially now. And because Bhikkhu Pranakata also has an understanding of this new technology, like he's aware of it, because like he's experienced in software engineering. Now, I think that's what it was. It was software engineering or something like that. And so he can already discern and have that understanding of how this new technology that's surfacing will impact us. So yeah, those were all the channeled messages that I received, and like I said, I wasn't expecting that last bit to show up, but I think that's something that wouldn't be too hard to already kind of understand or be aware of you know especially since like he's a software engineer. He would be aware of this new technology that's about to become more rampant and how it will impact us. Yeah, I don't think that's too surprising, but I just wasn't expecting to receive a vision of it. While I honestly, like, I never know what's going to come through when I meditate. I just allow anything to come through, um, whatever I feel like is needed for the collective at the time. And yeah, so that seems to be I wanted to come through at this current time for the collective. So since I have finished with giving channeled messages, I will go ahead and get into the weekly tarot. And as always, I will first cleanse the decks. And during that time, as I cleanse the decks, you are welcome to meditate, set an intention, say a prayer, whatever resonates with you, and what you feel like you need to hear at this current time. Alright, so I have finished cleansing the decks. If you need to pause the video here, you're welcome to. If you want to continue meditating, setting an intention, or saying a prayer, tapping into the questions you want to ask about love, career, or upcoming challenges. You still need to meditate on that. Feel free, you can pause the video. Otherwise, we're now going to get into the reading. Okay, so I'm going to shuffle the deck. And first, we're going to ask about love. And just so you know, I will also credit the creators of each tarot deck. And also like put the information about the tarot decks, which ones I'm using in the description box, so you can check that in case like you're interested in purchasing any of these tarot decks for yourself. All right, so spirit guides and angels. What does the collective need to know about in regards to love at this current time for the week of February 18th to February 23rd? No, sorry, 25th. Sorry, had the date wrong. I had to do math there for a minute. My brain was not operating correctly at that time. Okay, sorry. Spirit guides and angels, what does the collective need to know about at this current time? I think I did, yeah, I got the date wrong. I'm sorry, I haven't been keeping track of time. Like what day it is. That happens to me sometimes. So February 17th was no. Monday was February 16th. Tuesday, so it is February 18th. Oh my gosh. I'm embarrassed. Okay, well, I'm setting an intention just to focus on the week. So if I get the date wrong, that's fine. I'm focused on the week. If I don't have my phone on me, so I can't see actually my laptop. I'm looking at my laptop. Yeah, it's the 18th. My gosh. Okay. I need to make sure what day it is before I say anything. All right, spirit guides and angels, what does the collective need to know about love at this current time for the week of February 18th to February 25th? What does collective need to know about at this time in regards to love for the week of February 18th to the 25th? All right, so Three of Discs, which is also Three of Pentacles in this deck. And yeah, you can see it right. I think I'm trying to look at the camera to see if it's showing it well, because sometimes the light will create a glare. Eight of Wands. And the Eon, which is also the Judgment card in this deck. Okay. So I do feel with the messages that are coming through right now for the collective that is watching at this current time, I do feel like, okay, something was coming through at first, but then it was like another message wanted to come through before that one. I I do feel like it kind of seems the people that are already like either married or partnered to someone right now, I do kind of feel like there needs to be some kind of I feel like either of you is just not really feeling like the partner is fully receiving you. It's kind of like y'all are with each other, but y'all are looking for someone else, like a better significant other, a better partner, because you feel like y'all are on like different levels, a different path. Because it's like y'all are far away from each other. Like y'all are right next to each other, but at the same time, it's like y'all are far away, like split apart. emotionally, mentally, even though physically y'all are right there. And it's like some of you might actually even be seeking marriage counseling or some type of counseling or advice from people that y'all know. And it's like y'all want the problems to be solved through someone else, like through a counselor or through a friend. Hmm. Yeah, because it's some of you are wanting to find someone else, but and these are for like people that are already in a relationship. Like some of you are wanting to find someone else, but others who are already partnered um are also trying to work out the relationship, even though that there's been this like mental and emotional split. Y'all are trying to find a way to get back on the same level, but it's like instead of like looking at each other and working it out yourselves by communicating um and really listening to each other, y'all are like uh not even like meeting each other halfway, and y'all are kind of more so like putting someone else in the middle to kind of act as a it like what is it? What's a mediary? Intermediary? I'm sorry, that's probably the wrong word. Like a like how someone put in the middle like as someone who's trying to help solve the issue between two people. Yeah, instead of like really bringing it to the person you need to bring it to and to get on the same level, to be on the same page and to really discuss like what's happening in the relationship. Because I feel like in the beginning there was like a lot of similarities, like interests that y'all connected on, but it's like other parts of the relationship started surfacing that I'm kind of feeling this a lot for people that are already with someone right now. I'm not getting like messages for singles yet. It may come through later, but right now it's focused on people that are already with a partner. Okay, I know I was talking about something else just a second ago, but I am also getting someone got friend zoned. It's like, yeah, we work better as a team, like as a friendship rather than a romantic partnership. Like, hey, you're someone I would more so just want to work on a project with, like a business type partnership or just a friendship. I'm getting that. Like someone got friend zoned. But yeah, people that are already partnered with someone, it's like there could have been like disagreements like when it does come to things that like you support. It could be political wise or just like career wise. And it's like it didn't surface until later. So there were a lot of common interests and similarities, but it was like only after being with this partner for a certain period of time, like other things started surfacing. I am also seeing like doing shadow work, and it could even be alongside your partner. There's some shadow work being done here. Because on another side, for others of you, I am seeing that some of you had rose colored glasses on, and it's like only just now you're starting to see more characteristics and traits of the person you're with and things that you weren't aware of before that you feel like might be troubling for you, but some are willing to like work it out here to do some shadow work, or and it could even be like for the other partner. But it's just because, like, you yourself want some clarity. If it's you doing the shadow work, it's just because, like, you yourself want some clarity and just want to be sure that it's not something that's being projected onto your partner. Because I feel like a lot of us, we each go through our own trials in life, and sometimes like some of these trials that we go through, it can bring out like the darker aspects of us because we're not perfect, we're all human. And I feel like this other partner that you're with may have not like fully worked on these oh, what is it? I don't want to say it like that. Well, just yeah, they haven't worked on like these shadow aspects within themselves. Like they haven't been healed, and it's kind of like they're wanting to approach a relationship from like a shallow, like surface level to where it's like just, and I mean that as in like they're just not wanting to let all of their personality traits show yet. Like they're not being fully authentic. Sorry, it's like last time when my brother was here, the incense was going through the vent and it was like messing with his breathing. Sometimes when it blows towards my face, like while I'm talking, it like tickles my throat. No, why incense sometimes bothers me and why I get allergies with it. It will sometimes like cause me to get a sore throat. So what I'm gonna do here real quick, sorry, I'm coming right back. I'm gonna turn off my fan because it's like blowing it towards my face right now. Hmm. Anybody else get allergies with incense? I didn't know that was a thing. Um, so yeah, it just feels like the partner that you're with is just not being fully authentic. Because of course, a lot of people can be like wary at first, uncertain at first to like show their full self and be vulnerable, be completely vulnerable in a relationship because it is scary. I mean, especially if the person hasn't already accepted certain aspects of themselves fully, then it's going to be hard to like show that to someone else. So this partner just needs to learn to love themselves more and be more understanding as to why there's these behaviors that are coming up, like what could have caused them, what triggers them, and when they know what triggers it, they can like start to meditate on that and try to have more of like a neutral perspective rather than a judgmental one. Because I feel like there are times that they blame other people for why they behave the way they do. And it's like, yeah, you might have been hurt in the past and other people have hurt you, but it's not an excuse to put that pain onto others or expect that others are going to continue to treat you that way. And in the end, you have that independent choice, you have that free will, and you can always choose in that moment how to respond to someone. And yeah, I do feel like at times there's a tendency for this partner to blame other people for how they're acting. There could be even times they feel like they could easily be betrayed. So it does make them more guarded. They might kind of be that type of person that makes like snap judgments when they first meet somebody and it's hard for them to open up. Yeah, and I feel like because of like these personality traits that this partner has, that there might be situations or just depending on the circumstances, it might be hard to communicate with them, like how you really want to communicate with them. There's times where yeah, it's like so that kind of makes me feel like there's some gaslighting. They'll say, I guess that's like an example of gaslighting. Like they'll say something one time, but then they'll say something completely different another time. It's like, well, I thought you were like this. I thought you said you would do this, or you were um interested in these things, but now you're saying you're not. It's kind of like that. I'm getting like that kind of vibe. It's like they can switch between different interests, personalities, um, and they may act one way one day and then act a completely different way the next. And yeah, that's something I know that can be really hard to handle, to know how to approach, because that's not something that's easily worked through. Someone that's going through something like that usually has to work that out on their own, and there's nothing wrong with like trying to understand them and try to come at a uh like be at a what is it no, I don't want to say that. Yeah, it's just like trying to find ways how to like really communicate with this person. Like you can have empathy for them, but it's best not to get like fully wrapped up in those type of experiences of what they're dealing with in themselves that they're projecting towards you. Yeah, because I mean, someone that has been that way for a while, it's not just like um instantly like shifted to where they're at a healthy equilibrium within themselves. That takes time. So it depends on whether you're willing to continue to be in a relationship that's like that and seek counseling with this person and be there for them all the time. That's something that you're going to have to decide, because yeah, I mean it is hard to be in a relationship with someone that isn't being fully authentic and is like gaslighting or constantly changing day to day, like who they are as a person. That can be difficult. And then others, others in the collective, like watching this reading, hmm, I feel like some of you aren't sure whether or not like a friend, some of you, even though like I said earlier, like someone's been friend zoned. I feel like for some of you, there is a friend that you're interested in, but you're just not sure if the relationship will really work out. And again, it's like at the same time, still looking for other partners who might be more like beneficial, that you feel like you really match with. But there is at least like some reflection going on here of whether or not a friend would make a good romantic partner for you. And others of you are kind of feeling like left out, like kind of being too focused on like how other people are in a relationship, and you're feeling left out. It's it's kind of like that whole syndrome of fear of missing out kind of thing going on, and really like seeking help from like praying about it, seeking help from spirit guides or angels or whoever you pray to, like really wanting to find a partner, but being stuck in that energy of lack, of fear of missing out, which it's best to just find ways to like focus more on your interests, your hobbies, just to find more grounded space within the self. because it's not always best to approach a relationship of someone that you're desiring from that kind of standpoint. So then you start to rush it, and then you don't really take the time to find the partner that really suits you. Mm, okay. So those are all the messages that I'm getting for love here. I'm going to move on to career. All right, angels and spirit guides. What does the collective need to know about career at this time for the week of February 18th to the 25th? What does the collective need to know at this time about career for the week of February 18th to the 25th? Five of Wands. Ten of Cups. And King of Wands. Okay. Hmm. So I'm already getting here, like, some of you are really focused on how you can support the family. So I'm getting like head of household vibes here, like who brings in most of the money. Yeah, and really wanting to really wanting to be the one who brings the security for the household as a whole. Mm. But I feel like at times in the workplace, like there's not always like the best kind of energy or environment, like workplace environment going on here. Like there could be a lot of disputes. Yeah, like a disagreement with a boss. But at the end of the day, like you're just really focused on like getting your work done. I'm also okay, so I'm also hearing something about scheduling more time away from work so that you can spend time with family. I'm getting that. Like taking a vacation. I'm getting there's a need to take a vacation. Mm. Although I feel like some people in the workplace might hold it against you for like taking that time off for yourself, but don't focus on that. You know, if the job ends up not working out in the end simply because of that, then it wasn't meant for you. Like you need to be in an environment that's supportive, especially supportive of like having time to spend time outside of work and with family because our life isn't just about work all the time. Like to fully be able to function as a human being, we need rest. We need time for self-care. We need to like get out and socialize and not just be trapped at work all the time. I am getting like also there's someone here like that's coming back from a long work like business type travel. happy to be home. I do feel like some of you though that hmm, okay, I was like looking at the Five of Wands to see if I'm not sure if that was really the message that was coming through here. I'm gonna sit with it a little more. Okay, I do feel something about like a father figure here, like disagreeing with the type of career path that you're choosing. Like there's been some fights about it. I also do feel like there's also like competition, some fights over like the position that you want. Yeah, some of you might be feel like you have to like force your way through to get where you want to be. I would say just like focus on being ambitious rather than forceful. Just focus on being ambitious about like what you're really wanting in a career, that you're determined rather than feeling like you're having to like bulldoze through. Yeah, cause like in some of you there's like a workplace that doesn't really see eye to eye with like what you're like where you're coming from, like your background. Like if they don't accept you for that and they judge you for that, then it's not the best place to be. But I do also feel like for some of you that you are like a peacemaker and you want to find a way to create a better, healthier work environment for it to be more hospitable. It's like, hey, you two, stop fighting over there. Like, we really need to focus on taking care of this task over here. I'm getting especially like that being in a restaurant type business. Yeah, because I'm getting that there could have been like workplace drama. Someone could have like been dating someone at the workplace. Someone could have cheated on the other, and there's these people fighting over something like that, and it's making the it's it's making them look unprofessional, and you're trying to get them to stop. 'Cause, yeah, you definitely don't want to have the manager get involved. That's usually when someone's sent home at that point, and they have a risk of losing their job. Don't like for those of you who like work at a business or like own a business, don't ever feel like you have to always satisfy everyone or please everyone. Like if people want to disagree or be upset, just let them. Because sometimes people will be looking for a reason to just argue, to be angry. They don't want any help. They don't want any advice. They just want to like stay in that kind of energy. Hmm. Okay. I think that's all I'm getting for career right now. I don't feel like a lot of messages wanted to come through for this one. Okay, well, yeah, I am getting one more. I just wanted to make sure before I left it. I am getting a teacher here that's working at school, and they themselves are having to deal with a lot of students fighting each other. Mm. I feel like okay, yeah. I feel like it's like over grades, like how their schoolwork was graded. They feel like there might be some favoritism here. But I am also just getting like the typical fights, like with bullies. Yeah, I am getting that there is also a fight over someone being LGBTQ, like in that community. I'm getting fights over that. But if any one of you is like a teacher here, I feel like that's what the message is for. Like finding ways to lay the ground rules. Like at least like something that everybody can agree on. And to like keep them from making it more personalized, like bringing up an idea like across the board that everybody can just have peace over. It's like, hey, we're all here to just learn, right? Let's focus on education. Let's focus on, you know, succeeding and graduating rather than just getting caught up in these fights over what you disagree over. That's not something that we do in my classroom. My classroom isn't about your personal beliefs, your political beliefs, or whatever it is. It's not the space for it. We're focusing on like geology or biology, whatever the class is. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So those are the final messages for career. We're going to move on to upcoming challenges now. Spirit guides and angels, what does the collective need to know about any upcoming challenges for the week of February 18th to the 25th? Spirit guides and angels, what does the collective need to know about right now for the week of February 18th to the 25th? Hanged Man, 10 of Wands, and this card came out again. 3 of Discs, 3 of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like for a lot of you, the challenge is like knowing what works for you in your schedule, like your routine. I feel like some of you are stuck in the same routine. You could be constantly putting a lot of stuff on your plate, and you're putting like certain tasks or chores like on your plate, certain things that don't matter to you at that time, kind of like blocking your vision from something that you really want to do, something that you're passionate about. Like for instance, you could be really focused on like, oh, what is it? What could I use as an example? You know, it's like when you like pile up other tasks, but they're not things that you really enjoy doing. Like it might be like basketball and or like learning basketball or like how to play basketball or something to do with like engineering, like working on cars, how you might want to like construct something, build a house. Like I'm just using those as examples. Like you're putting other projects on the top of the list, things that you aren't really passionate about first, which is like blocking you and preventing you from following the path that you truly want to follow. And I feel like it's important to give yourself that time to reflect and rest and recuperate and really think about what you really want to do. It's like you could in fact write a lot of different things on a list that you enjoy doing or what you think you might want to do, or even the things that you are currently doing that's taking up your time, like put it all on a list and then like start to like number them according to like how important they are to you. Like one might be more important than the other and just kind of like feel it out. Like even pay attention to how your heart feels or your body feels in that moment as you look at one of the hobbies or projects or career paths you put on your list and go by that, like determine by that like whether it's something you really want to do, like how your body feels, how your heart feels in that moment when you look at it, when you think about it, and like start to number them from like highest importance to least importance. I feel like that's something that needs to be done because it seems like your energy is just kind of depleting because you're not giving yourself that time or space to focus on other projects that you're more passionate about. Okay. And I am also getting like friends friends that you're associating with might be taking up too much of your time. And I do also feel a little bit of lollygagging here. So some of you might be dealing with like being scatterbrained, ADHD, not knowing how to like organize things in your mind of tasks that need to be done. It's kind of like just wanting I'm getting this vibe of like wanting these tasks to be done for you. Even like finding a job, like you're wanting that done for you. Some of you are not wanting to put in the effort yourself. And even though it's nice to have tasks done for you, we don't really get to build much character within ourselves if we're always letting other people do it for us. And you know, when we really want to do something we're passionate about, that requires responsibility. So if you're not like giving yourself that opportunity to have that responsibility, then you're not really going to get a lot back in return of something that you want to manifest, something that you're passionate about. You'll kind of just be like stuck. So I don't really think that's what you want. So there has to be a way to balance you getting time to relax, but also finding things to do that gives you an opportunity to be um dedicated, responsible, motivated. Because we can only really get where we want to be in life, like truly want to be where we want to be in life, if we motivate ourselves. We're not going to get a lot of fulfillment out of life if we're just sitting there and not doing anything and allowing other people to do things for us, especially if it comes to finding a job. If you're allowing someone else to find a job for you, it's not going to be something that you really want in the end. It's gonna be according to the other person's interests and what they think is good for you, but not by, like, you're putting in your own spirit into it and dedication. It's not gonna manifest what you truly desire if someone else is doing that. It's gonna be connected to their energy when they're doing it, if it's not you. Yeah, I do feel like there's a lot of self-reflection that needs to go on here. Um, If you've ever heard of like a mirror practice might be good. Mindfulness, meditation practices, those would be good here too. That way it's like you're really able to discover and be present of like what you want to create in life. And it produces more results when you are present with that. Mm. Yeah, because it seems like for those of you who haven't really been taking the time to do a lot, it's like that's what causes things to pile up more. It's like when you allow yourself to procrastinate too long, then things pile up, and then it's harder to get it done at that point. I do feel like for those that are having a hard time finishing these tasks on their own, there are some people around you that you can ask for help. There can be some teamwork here because some of you might not enjoy like doing projects on your own. You might and because like you know how there's people that are different when it comes to working on projects. Some enjoy doing it by themselves, and others do enjoy doing it with a team, a group. So some of you might have a easier time and be more passionate about working on something in a group setting rather than like as a individual, because I know for some that have problems with like staying focused, I know that like it can help and be beneficial to be around people who have the energy and the demeanor of being focused and concentrated. Like that can kind of exude from those kind of people and like kind of like pass on to you. It's like I hate to use that example. It's kind of like the same as being like contact high. It's like when you have other people being high around you, you feel that energy and you yourself start to feel that way. So the same thing goes for being around a lot of people who are concentrated, go-getters and goal oriented. Like that will kind of like brush off on you, like being around those kind of people. So for those of you who do struggle with like being motivated and just kind of just sitting there all the time and not doing much, it would be beneficial to like put yourself in a setting where people work as a group, or surround yourself with people that will hold you accountable but work as a team and encourage you and work in a group setting. I feel like that would be really beneficial. 'Cause, yeah, I mean, there are some certain tasks and projects that can't be done alone. Because I do also see someone does put too much, like I was saying earlier, put too much on themselves. It's like kind of like being like a workaholic, and you think that you have to be independent and do everything on your own. I am also getting that energy here, but there's nothing wrong with having someone who supports you and kind of takes some things off your shoulders so it's not so heavy and weighing on you so much. Because I feel like that's how we can quickly deplete our own energy source is if we're just doing everything by ourselves and not allowing anyone to help, especially if the task is um what is it like too strenuous or almost impossible to do on your own. It's best to have a team to work with. And there might even be people around you, for others of you, there might even be people around you that make you feel like you have to do everything on your own because they themselves are kind of slacking here, slacking off, and you feel like you have to do all the work yourself. But you get to the point where you lay that boundary down and it's like, enough is enough. Why don't I just sit here and wait and not do anything myself and see what happens and see if they will start to realize that they have to do these tasks as well to get things done because they can't always rely on you. It's kind of like where someone steps back and allows um like the chickens with their heads cut off to like figure out what to do on their own. It's like, okay, I'm going to step back for a minute and see if they finally start to become more collected, put their head back on and realize like what needs to get done. If I am seeing that here too. Okay. Is that all? Hmm. But yeah, I also do see like letting go of a job where there has been too many situations and circumstances where it's been requiring you to do too much work of what should be humanely expected of someone. Like being overworked here, I do feel some of you are letting go of a job that is not like equally distributing workload. It's setting too much expectation on you, putting too much expectations on you, and too much work. All right. That is all for upcoming challenges. So now I'll get into the healing messages for the week. Angels and spirit guides, what healing message can we give the collective at this time? Angel and spirit guides, what healing message can we give the collective at this time? I wasn't always like this, I had to create who I am, the witch, creatrix, lotus flower, free will. I like this picture, how she was like chilling in a coffee cup, not even giving a fuck. Excuse my language. But I just felt like it was fitting. Forgot where I got that deck from. I was trying to find it. Okay, there. Yeah. I feel like a lot of you are getting inspired to just let go of all these insecurities and like expectations you're putting on yourself, like how to act, how to be, just like letting yourself be who you are. And some of you might be what's like considered the black sheep in the family. And you're just learning to not care about what other people think anymore, about whether or not they reject you or isolate you, because you're starting to love yourself and appreciate more of the unique qualities that you have, even if you feel like people think it's strange. Like you're allowing that strangeness to be your strength. Some of you might actually be into witchcraft, be what you identify like as a witch, but it doesn't literally actually have to be a witch. Some of you just kind of feel like you don't follow the norm. You don't go with the same direction of the river, the flow of the river like everybody else does. And you're learning to be okay with that. It's what makes you unique. You go through life, maneuver through life differently. Everybody has their own way of maneuvering through life. All right. What do spirit animals have? What message do the spirit animals have for the collective at this time? What message do the spirit animals have for the collective at this time? Power. Grizzly bear. I am indestructible. I honor my intuition and go where it leads. Love and gentleness are my real strengths. I never give up. I will succeed. So it's interesting how I mentioned like not going down the same like current or going the same direction in the river as others, and it's showing like the bear walking on a river stream here. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, because I mean that's where your power lies is being unique and understanding that yeah, that you're not like everybody else, that you're not meant to be on the same stream as everybody else. We all have our own stream of consciousness and beliefs that we have, ideas that come through. Yeah, because it's you're realizing that it's not like it's best to not like block those creative qualities, the unique qualities within yourself, just to fit with others or fit the norm. Like you go a different way. And you're also realizing that, yeah, that gentleness within you, the kindness that you have, the loving, the motherly, loving type nature you have is one of your greatest strengths. I feel like this calmness and serenity here and kind of just like accepting as life is for what it is and not trying to like change anything about it or wanting anything to change that has happened in your life. You're appreciative of it and you're grateful for it and whatever may come as well. Because it comes from opening the heart space and being able to allow more prosperity and abundance to manifest in your life. It's giving me this energy of like that saying of like I don't chase, I attract. It's beautiful. Okay. I'm going to get the last message for y'all here. What message can we leave the collective with today? What message can we leave the collective with today? I'm also getting with this bear here, like it's a mother figure. So some of you are really appreciative of the loving compassion that your mother has given you throughout your life. You're realizing like how much healing that has provided you, how much light and positivity that has given you in your life and how you perceive things because of how much love and compassion your mother has had for you. I'm also seeing that here. And if some of you, and I am sorry for that, If some of you have lost a mother figure, again, I'm seeing she is your spirit guide watching over you. She might sometimes even send you heart healing messages, whether it's in your dreams or your meditation. I was trying to see if a specific message was coming through from the spirit guide. I am hearing something like, I haven't gone anywhere. I've always been the light shower. Wherever you have seen the light gleaming, that is me. So you might be seeing like light reflecting off an object and it might be gleaming more than it usually would, or it's more radiant. I feel like that's the way the mother likes to show herself, is the way that like fractals of light. I think is how you say it, fractals of light reflect from something and it's really radiant. Yeah. She's a light shower for you. Okay. What last message can I leave the collective with today? What last message can I leave the collective with today? I'm sorry, one more message is coming through from the spirit guide, the mother spirit guide. Forever who this may be for, she's wanting you to like say for her that she loves the kids. Tell them I love them. I love the kids. It's like when you're talking on the phone with someone and they're not able to actually be there at that time and they're like passing on that message for, so these would be her grandkids. Just like passing on the message for the kids. Like I love them. Tell them I love them. Okay. She likes to sing with them. I'm also getting the mother spirit guide likes to sing with them. If the children are ever singing, she likes to sing with them. Okay. All right. What last message can I leave the collective with today? Seabed. So yeah, that's definitely giving the image of resting here, taking the time to reflect and recuperate, not getting too lost in the busyness of the world right now. Okay. So that's definitely a good self-care practice. Knowing when to rest and giving yourself that time too. Right. So find your sacred space. Calm, peace, silence, solitude, relaxation. And the purple blue dawn of the ocean grotto. I don't know if that's how you say it. Grotto. Shafts of warming light illuminate the underwater. Oh, we were talking about light fractals from the Mother Spirit guide, and that came through on this too. Light illuminate the underwater ecosystem and stir the beautiful sea nymph as she is gently rocked within her favorite shell. She is lost in a peaceful reverie. She dreams of wondrous sea creatures and of diving amid turquoise and lavender coral in search of beautiful shells and sunken treasure. We too can benefit from having a sacred space, a special spot where we can go to relax and recharge, whether it is a park bench or a part of your home or garden. Your sacred space can be anywhere you want it to be, as long as long as it is comforting and calm. End quote. Solitude sometimes is best society. End of quote. John Milton, Paradise Lost. I love that. It's a beautiful message. Yeah, I really feel like, for some, I was seeing like making an altar. For some of you, it might be beneficial to make an altar in your space, decorating it with crystals, placing crystals around it, or even different statues of deities that you might connect with. I was also seeing putting out like vision boards in your room, posting them on on the walls to like remind yourself of what your dreams are, what your goals are, what you want to accomplish. Yeah, or even just simply decorating your room differently, like adding more color to it in some way. I'm seeing that as well. All right, well, thank you everyone for being here. I hope these messages were healing in some way or beneficial for you at this time. And again, I will post them in 3 different parts. First, it will be the channeled messages, and then there will be a part 1 and part 2 to the tarot weekly reading for the weekly energies. So just make sure to watch out for that on my TikTok channel. And then I will also upload an extended video on YouTube, which is just the full length without any separation in different parts. And that might be posted at a later date. And again, if you want a personal reading with me or dream interpretation or Reiki healing session, you can message me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, or Threads. I'm here. Just let me know if you're interested. But thank you again for being here. I'm wishing you all the best. Love, peace, light. Namaste. Take good care of yourselves. Take time to rest.